Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
Okay, here's the update. I was home by 9:30. Was fine. He was nice and friendly and polite and good guy. I not a love connection on my end, but he was very nice enough. However, I kind of feel like I had a big epiphany moment last night, moment of self-discovery thanks to you guys. That weirdly brought me to tears today. Last night on the date, I felt like I couldn't really get out of my head because I was just kind of annoyed. I went into it with a bad attitude, obviously. Something I always struggle with, I feel like, is trusting my gut or trusting my intuition because I never know if I'm overreacting or being crazy or being too much or dramatic. And I give people the benefit of the doubt, probably too much. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I had a crazy busy day, whatever. But I was just kind of in my head the whole time, I don't love that it started out this way. So we had dinner, wrapped it up, and I got on and looked at all my comments. And I was like, okay, I feel so validated that this wasn't an overreaction, that it did feel kind of inconsiderate. And a lot of comments that were like, you're setting the precedent for how you're going to allow someone to treat you. Have higher standards.
She was a bad date, and somehow she still managed to turn that on him. He was nice, polite, friendly, and a good guy, and she was way too much in her head, and somehow it's still on him because her followers think her standards are not high enough. Make that make sense.
Let me just say, I'm definitely the type of person you meet through other people. I'm just not outside enough to be the type of person you just stumble upon.
You're the type everyone stumbles upon if they're willing to spend the $4.99 a month, and you don't look like you're indoors either.
Is anyone else so tired of living the same 7 days over and over again? Like, it's just so obvious that we're not meant to be living by this strict structure, by these strict rules and these labels and these dates. It is not good for our soul. Our human souls are meant to be free. We're not even supposed to know what day it is, but we need to because we have our jobs. But we're meant to be just free, living, doing whatever we want, eating fruit, being in love with everybody, and we're not meant to be paying attention to the days of the week. We're not meant to be getting the stress response because we're like, is it Monday? Is it Friday? Just who cares? Just forget about the days of the week. I wish we could, but I know that it's hard because people have jobs and we need to know what day of the week it is. I'm just so frustrated because this is not the way humans are meant to be living, and I so badly want to do something about it. I want there to be a shift. So if you have any ideas about what we can do, then let me know because something drastic has to happen.
Believe it or not, I had this conversation with an in real life lunatic about a year ago. The argument kind of completely stops when you just ask them who's gonna pick the fruits, who's gonna deliver the fruits to you. Also, I'm on a carnivore diet, so that will be a no for me. And this young lady could move somewhere and just live off the land. But then what? You're gonna have to give up your iPhone, your internet connection. She's gonna have to work that land so it will provide her with the food she requires. And even though I really doubt she ever did something like that, she's fully aware that will be a lot of work.
I mean, are you that hard up that you can't pay for a glass of wine and a plate of calamari? What happened to impressing a lady on the first date? You can slide into as many women's DMs as you want, but if you say to them, bring your purse because I ain't paying, you're not getting many replies, mate. Honestly, I cannot imagine someone coming to me and being like, do you want to come on a date, but I'm not paying? I would say, in fact, I wouldn't say anything. I just wouldn't reply because why would I? There's something called being a gentleman. I know that, in this generation, it's lost. Equality. It's not about equality. It's about being a gentleman. You think you don't have to be gentleman anymore? You do. Absolutely, you do. I don't know who these women are that are going 50-50 on the dates. Well, not a first one anyway. Second and third, fair enough. First, no. And no, that's not me thinking I'm special. That's just setting a standard. If you can't even take someone on a first date to show your interest as a man, be a man, then I'm sorry. I'm not coming. And I don't think many people are either. Many women. No, not happening. See you later.
Or see you never. Be a gentleman and impress a lady. Look at you talking like you know any. Show me a lady these days and I'll do my best to impress her. Cause throwing in the F word because you think it makes more of an argument doesn't really make you a lady, does it? And it's perfectly fine. You want a plate of calamari on the first date. You keep your standards where you want to keep them. But that doesn't mean I need to go out of my way to meet them. A plate of calamari on the first date? When is the last time you ordered for yourself a plate of calamari and paid for it?
I'm the type of woman who is sick of not getting approached, so I approach men. Like, y'all have seen me out in the wild. You get me to sniff a little bit of tequila, and I'm out approaching a group of like 10 guys out at a bar because that's how you meet people. Because I just don't understand why. If I, as a woman, can get rejected by a man, like, it is so much better to get rejected by a woman. We are so nice 9 times out of 10.
I don't know if that's true. There are some women that really take a lot of pride in belittling dudes and really being mean.
That can't be the majority.
I wouldn't risk it. I just don't have I wouldn't have had the confidence to risk it. I think men are in a weird spot right now, and young men are in a weird spot right now, that they don't want to come anywhere near sniffing, feeling like they're being perceived as creepy. So they're not exactly sure what their role is anymore. And then when young men talk about it, I feel like a lot of times they are met by women going, "Oh, welcome to our world for our entire lives." So kind of we're not talking about it in an authentic way.
I do think the creep argument is a little bit of a cop-out because I feel like the female equivalent is desperate. You know how many guys have probably thought that I was desperate or thirsty because I approached them and I made the first move?
I'm in the same boat as Abby. I find the creepy thing like a cop-out, and I feel like then it's like blaming women as to why I don't approach you.
Well, let's put it this way. For the last 15 years, if not more, it wasn't men yelling at women to not approach them. It was in fact you ladies doing that. You can really be mad now that you're getting the effect you wanted. And sure, it wasn't all of you, it was the loudest of you, but why would a man take a chance to approach you and discover if you were one of them or not?
Last night I fell victim to a man sending me a text ending things. So I know a lot of you gals have been through the same thing, and I honestly think that I literally crushed it. So I'll give you my advice. So I fully thought I was going to open this message and he was going to be like, "I'm not looking for anything serious." Quite the opposite happened. He goes, "I'm actually looking for my person. I'm looking for a wife." And I was like, "Are you sure?" But basically he was just like, "I don't think we're a match." And I was like, "Ooh, I actually already knew that." And I was just going to kind of let this fizzle. But honestly, I appreciate him reaching out and being like, "Here's how I feel. I don't think we should see each other anymore." So how I crafted my response. My absolute favorite thing to say in this scenario, because only say this if it's true, but I always love to say, glad we're on the same page, because like I know I was even thinking that I was sitting over here like delusional, being like, "Oh my god, like he's so into me, like he's obsessed with me, we're gonna end up together." Like no, I'm intuitive. I can tell that this was like not really a match.
It's really crazy some of the hoops that some of these girls will jump through to make it seem like they're not upset over being rejected. If you go click on this girl's whole video, she goes on to explain that a guy that she's been on several dates with sent her a text, and he basically said, "Yeah, you're not my wife. I'm looking for my wife." And she goes, "Oh guys, I really got him here. You know what I said? I said, glad we're on the same page." And here's the thing, that would totally be such a badass thing to say if you didn't have like 3 other videos right before this telling your dating story, where you've been excitingly updating on each date that you've been on with him. And in your last video before this one, you specifically said this about the date.
I walked in, dinner was already cooked. It was like a gorgeous spread of things. Our conversation was so good. Like we get along so well. We have so much in common. We watched a movie. He wasn't a freak. He didn't try to sleep with me. It was like so respectful, so nice. I left that night being like, wow. Like that was seriously like such a good date. I had so much fun. I like him a lot.
Yeah, that's a bummer. It's even worse when you get rejected by the guy you really wanted. And on top of that, it's probably even worse when you told all your followers how much you wanted that guy, and when you go back and try to act like that rejection didn't really affect you all that much, they can just point to your own videos that you forgot to delete. Funny how posting your entire life online doesn't always work in your favor.
I think that women's equality was the stupidest movement that we could have ever done. Women are so far superior. The fact that you could even think that we could have equality.
Yeah, it's bananas. But at the same time, there's quite a lot of you complaining about patriarchy and how someone or something is holding you back and all the other BS. So if you listen to them, you didn't get the equality you didn't even ask for.
A lot of men have a really hard time understanding women that don't operate for the male gaze, that do not function and live a life for the male gaze, because
they live a life for the male gaze.
Yeah, it's the same old argument. Women are happier because men are not. Women are happier being single because men cannot. You think this is bad? You just wait until they find a way to charge men rent for living rent free in their heads.
Having a baby dad is ghetto as keep your legs closed, pop that plan B, literally look in the other direction. Never, and I mean never, give yourself to a man. Bro, all these guys want is to literally, they have the trap her mentality. They want you to have their kid, not because they love you, not because they want you, but because they want to trap you. That's what it is. People are sick. I'm serious. The men that I have kids with, 2 different men, and don't fucking come for me in the comments, these small ass little boys that are gonna run to my comments and be like, you chose him. I don't give a he chose me too. And look at me owning up to my mistakes and warning others not to do it. Keep your legs closed. Keep them closed. You don't need a kid with somebody that you're not going to end up being with, okay? They're going to trap you. You're going to be home always with the kids, and they're going to make your life hell. They're narcissistic. That's what they do, and they literally will live their life in full enjoyment knowing that you're raising their child and still have nothing to do with you. Having a kid is not going to make the man want you. Take my advice.
Take your own advice. Every single man on this planet could have and would have told you from before having his kid is not gonna keep him. If you did that twice, a man is gonna trap you with a kid when he didn't even wanted you. For what? 18 plus years of child support when again he didn't even wanted you in the first place? It's not men trapping you with a kid, princess. That's you. And you did that not once but twice. Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.